When we become newly single, it's almost like being in a room with ourselves, but feeling like we're in a room with a stranger. You cry not because you feel alone, but because you don't realize the value of the person in the room. You. This is so ironic because we try to convince our spouses about how much value we bring to the table in a relationship. However, when we're alone and single, we don't recognize that we hold the same value even in our singleness. It's almost like we wanted him to believe something that we don't even believe ourselves. Instead of allowing your spouse to be your partner, you make them your legacy. Read that again. We try so hard to prove ourselves because we don't realize that we are enough. And when the noise is over and no one is left in the room to prove it to, we become so lost in our various fake personalities that we don't even know who the real one is. It all comes down to this. If we don't figure out who we are, the men in our lives will figure that out for us. If he tells you that you're beautiful, you'll believe it. If he tells you that you're overreacting, you'll believe it. I'll go as far as saying that if he tells you that you'll die tomorrow, hell, you'll believe it. It is in these moments that God opens our eyes to see ourselves how he sees us. If we do the work while healing, we go through a rebirth process that transforms us into the woman of value that we are called to be. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Keyshawna Rose, and this channel was designed for women who are looking to become the creme de la creme versions of themselves, striving to push past their limiting beliefs and become a woman on purpose. Okay, so if that is you, don't even waste time, girl. Like just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'll give you a moment. See, that wasn't so hard. But welcome to the family. All right, let me dial down. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you 5 tips or 5 things to do if you are single and waiting. And these are 5 things that you definitely need to do before jumping into a new relationship. I said what I said. So when we are single and dating, a lot of us tend to go in these cycles. And we keep going round and round in the cycle until we decide to just settle. We decide to just accept anyone that comes our way. And we do this for many different reasons. Some of those reasons are self-esteem, lack of self-awareness. Some of us, we don't know who we are, we don't know where we're going. And some of us are just scared of life passing us by. Some of us are scared of becoming 30 and still not having someone to call our partner. So it's understandable, but all of those are unhealthy ways to enter a new relationship. These 5 steps are gonna set you up for success, girl. So are you ready? Are you ready? I hope you are, because we're about to get right into it. So step number 1, and this is always the first step for my clients. I am a life coach, and my ideal client is the single woman. My ideal client is that coming of age woman who is single and trying to figure out what to do with her life. When I speak with someone who's just coming out of a relationship, my first step for them is to dedicate themselves to a heart sabbatical. And I believe this term came from Ginger Dean. She is a psychotherapist. So I just wanted to give her credit. So a heart sabbatical is basically a period where you decide that you're not going to date, you're going to close yourself off romantically to focus on you, to focus on your heart, to focus on yourself, to deal with any unresolved feelings and to grieve the relationship or relationships. This is very important as the first step because at the end of the day, we need attention. Our heart needs attention. Our mind needs attention. You are really doing yourself a disservice if you just come out of a relationship and decide to just jump around and have fun. You know, jump around from person to person what you are really doing is you are abandoning your heart. Because deep down, even though you are living in the moment and you may convince yourself that you're happy, your heart says otherwise. So this is the season where you should at least dedicate 30 days to your heart. At least 30 days. Usually, my recommendation is at least 60. But I know it's hard out here, so I'm not going to be the person to tell you to close yourself off to dating for 3 whole months and then you end up missing an opportunity. Not going to be that person. But at least 30 days. 30 days. I feel like it's so much easier to navigate life when you know yourself, when you are confident, when you have spent the time in this single season to prepare for your next. And really, that's what the single season is. I like to call the single season the preparation season. The Bible does say that he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And what that says to me is that I need to already be a wife before my husband finds me. He's not supposed to come and find me in pieces and have to put the pieces together again. He's supposed to come and find me in a place where I am ready to serve. I am ready to be a helper, to be a helpmate. Not a helper, a helpmate. My husband is supposed to come and find me ready to be his rider, his ride or die. Okay, so yeah, this is the season, this is the time where you prepare for your next, whatever that may look like for you. It may not be a relationship. Maybe that's not what you see for yourself. Maybe you want to be a successful woman in your career field. This is the time to prepare for that. So let's not miss the roses on the journey because we're just focused on the end goal. As you are walking towards the end goal, take some time to smell the roses. Take some time to actually prepare. Take some time to deal with the deep stuff, the inner stuff, the stuff that's not out there on the table. Like, for example, clinginess, not being able to hold your tongue. Take some time to work on those little things so that when your husband comes, when God sends your husband, you are ready. You have been prepared. You have went through the pressing and the shaking. So that's what the Heart Sabbatical is designed for. It's making the radical decision to focus on this one thing for a certain amount of days, and you have to stick to it. You have to hold yourself accountable. Tip number 2 is to reconnect with your whole self. Emphasis on whole. My question to you is, if you were, let's say, a patty, like if you were in a patty bag, what would your ingredients be? Think about it. What do you look like as a whole person, a whole object? What do you come with? Do you come with bitterness? Do you come with drama? Do you come with demonic spirits? Because listen, you gotta be careful out here. So what does your whole package look like? So the importance of changing your perspective in that regard is that when you meet your person, or even when you're just getting to know people through dating, you can show up as your whole authentic self. You can show up in confidence, not having a wavering personality based on the person that you're talking to. Because once you start with that personality, you're gonna have to finish. You're gonna have to keep that facade up. And it's not easy. It is not easy. And that's where a lot of people get caught up, because we don't take the time to reconnect with who we are. So we put on so many different faces, and when we are alone, we don't even know which face is actually ours. We've already shown so many faces that we ourselves get confused. Like, who am I? So this is the time you want to take to focus on reconnecting with your true self. And you can do that by sitting in silence. You can do that by taking yourself on dates. You can do that by revisiting old parts of yourself, parts that you have suppressed for so long. Like, for example, if you used to love going to the beach, go to the beach. See if you still like it. If you used to love reading books, if you used to love dancing, one day just get up off that bed and turn on some music and just dance by yourself and see what comes out of that. We suppress parts of ourselves a lot when we are in relationship, because really that's what a relationship is. A relationship, a successful relationship, is finding that balance in between two people's lives coming together, finding that balance where they can live peaceably and happily. So sometimes it's not even intentional, but there are things that you may used to have, love to do that you can't do anymore, that you had to suppress. So it's more of getting in tune with those things again and seeing where it takes you. You never know. Number 3 is to redefine. That is so vague, but you get what I'm saying in a second. So in life, perspective is everything. And the way you see life is based on your perspective. It's based on your definitions of various things. So now is the moment to redefine things. What do you now see success as? Maybe initially you saw success as going to college, getting your degree, and finding a good job. But now, 2 years later, 3 years later, you see success as being in a place where you can do what you want and still make passive income. So there are some words that may look different for everybody. Sometimes we develop perspectives based on what we've been told, growing up, what we've been told in relationships. So it's very important to take time and decide for yourself, how am I going to define this? How am I going to see this? What do you see success as? What do you see a successful marriage as? What do you see a friendship as? And that's the thing, people grow. People change over time. And sometimes that's in a good way, sometimes that's in a bad way. So it's important to keep up with your changes, keep up with your growth, and actually take time to hone in on your perspective of things. Number 4 is to go out. Jesus. Y'all just want to be in the house all day, talking to myself. And also start new ventures. It can be big or small. Like, if you want to go ziplining, that's a venture. Sometimes we tend to isolate ourselves because we have so many different questions, and we get that time to think. And most of the times it's not thinking in a healthy way. It's literally just sitting there and allowing our mind to control us, or allowing our mind to basically cripple us. We be sitting in the same spot or laying in the same spot, all in our heads, and we can't move. That is not good. Going out and meeting new people, it just shows you that there is so much happiness beyond being in a relationship. And marriage is beautiful. Do not get me wrong. It's one of the biggest gifts that He's given us. It says that in the Bible. It's a beautiful thing. But it's beautiful if you do it the right way. You get to see the beauty in it. You get to see the blessing in it if you do it the right way. God did not create us to be isolated. God created such a beautiful world that is meant to be explored and meant to be appreciated. Go outside, explore the world, meet the beautiful people that God has created, see the beautiful things that God basically molded and shaped with his hands. Let me tell you something about gratitude. Gratitude can get you from the darkest of darkest places and bring you back to the light. There is power in being thankful. There is power in focusing on the beautiful things, focusing on the positive things, instead of always being negative. You can go out and do things that you've always wanted to do. Go kayaking. That's on my bucket list. You'll see a video of that soon. But go kayaking. Travel to different countries. Do things that you've always wanted to do. Get out there. As you allow yourself to be a leader and to just take one step in front of the other, God will draw people to you. God will literally send people in your life who are meant to be there. So you just have to make the first step, and God will meet you where you are. But it's also very important that you give yourself something to focus on. We're not made to just walk around like zombies. Just go to work, go home, sleep, probably watch something on Netflix and then go back to work. That's not why we were created. So I challenge you today. Find something to focus on. Find something that is going to ignite passion inside of you. Find something that is going to make you feel so good when you're done. Like, think about that. How can I change the world? How can I invest in someone else's life? How can I minister to someone? How can I show another person God through me? How can I help someone get from A to Z? Like, that is the level that I want you to think on. What can you contribute? And last but not least, step 5 is to give yourself a space of release, a safe space, an outlet. For a lot of people, that may look like going to the gym. That may look like writing a book or journaling. That may look like starting a YouTube channel. That may look like driving around on the highway at 2 a.m. in the morning. Whatever it looks like for you. While we are waiting, how can we release that emotion? Something that we can invest this in. So I challenge you to find your venture, and I also challenge you to find your release, your outlet. So again, that is the end of the video. Just remember, your single season is your preparation season. Do not waste it. Smell the roses, enjoy it, build on yourself, allow yourself to grow in wisdom, grow in confidence, grow in self-awareness. It is your moment, it is your season. Let's do it. That was so cringy. But let's get it done, ladies. Let's get it done. Let's do it. You got this. You can do this. Perseverance, girl. God's gonna come through for you. But in the meantime, come through for him. Don't waste his time, and don't waste your time. Get stuff done. So I'll see you on the next video, and thank you for watching.